Last year, I was involved with the Dad's Day Out, which is a charity event. So Ruth and Bachi, tell us about the event.
Well, it's a great day out for the whole family, based at the Top Gear test track in Dunsfold Park, and it's an event with loads of attractions, many supercars, which Bachi will tell you more about in a minute. But it's a massive event that raises money for the Children's Trust, a charity for children with disabilities and multiple health needs, and all the money raised from that event goes to the charity.
So the charity, it doesn't get any money or funding from the government at all?
No, it's completely a charity, and we help children with rehabilitation services with brain injuries and with, as I say, with multiple disabilities and complex health needs. So we're really in need to fundraise as much money as possible to help these children all across the UK. Okay,
so the hospice basically relies on all the money from the public. Without the events like this, it would be a complete struggle, yeah?
It would be, yes. The fundraising is a massive part of the Trust's everyday needs. You know, the fundraising really does help the children and create a better way of life for them.
Most definitely. Bachi, tell us about the event, when it is, what it's about.
Well, Saturday the 14th of May, this is the third year we're running this event. It started initially as a little run down the A217 outside the Children's Trust with a few cars taking kids and people out for rides to, just to lighten them up a bit. We realised that obviously driving on the road at any kind of speed is not a good idea, so...
it was under police authority. Everything was fine with it, wasn't it?
Absolutely. The police were involved, they marshalled the whole thing, but what we wanted to do was give people more of a thrill, more of an event type thing. So back in 2009, Dunsfold Aerodrome contacted. They agreed to work a bit of a deal so that we could host an event there. We got 100 supercars down, we got 3,000 people, loads of events, loads of things going on, raised about £30,000. Then we wanted to make the event bigger and better. Obviously, the more money we raise for the charity, the better it's going to be. So 2010, we had 100 supercars again. We had Caterhams doing rides, we had fun fairs, live bands, bouncy castles, you name it, it was there. We had loads of car clubs coming down, so we had 500 cars on static display. And we raised, £68,000 with 5,000 people. We got a little bit of sponsorship from Shell that year. This year, they came to the event in 2010, were so impressed that they've decided to throw their weight behind it. They're going to be marketing it to their Shell Drivers Club, and they are, they're putting a little bit of, they're really supporting the event. So we're expecting possibly 10,000 people. We're making sure the event is ramped up to ensure that everyone has a great time. We're putting more and more events on. The cars, things like you can see behind us, where else would you get a driver of an F40, an F50, a Carrera GT, a yellow Ferrari 430 possibly, driving their car to its limits?
Spider.
Spider, of course. There's nothing as fast as a sock top, you know that. We both agree with that, don't we? But where else are you going to get the opportunity to have fast laps, Top Gear test track, somewhere that everyone has seen on the media? It's a once in a year event, and it's probably one of the best events of the year now.
So basically anyone can come, pay a very small fee to come in, queue up, get a ticket,
book online.
Well, actually it's better if they book online. If they book in advance, you get your entry is actually cheaper. We get an idea of how many people are coming to the event, so we know exactly how much to cater for, and you can book the ride tickets online, both for the standard cars being things like your 430, my 360, an Atom.
Standard,
I know, it's amazing. A supercar like that is standard, it's incredible. But then we have hypercars, so things like the Zonda, McLaren F1 hopefully is coming down, maybe in a Bugatti Veyron. We can't be guaranteed because these are cars that are very, very specialist. So if we can get them, they've promised they will, but you never know what can happen until the day.
But it's best to book your tickets online in advance to avoid disappointment.
Most definitely.
Last year I think we sold out before the event, so if you don't book them in night, then you're chancing your arm, but it's worth coming down, worth making. I mean, it's a full day event. It's amazing.
So when the person, whoever it may be, There'll be a passenger in the supercar, hypercar.
Yeah.
How many laps would one expect?
It's two full laps of the track. So we come out, go cross the start-finish line, which you have to do. We do a slightly modified version of it because the actual Top Gear layout is a figure of 8.
Yep.
Now we've got 12 cars on track. Now if we try a figure of 8, that might not end well. So we're doing a slightly stylised route, which actually makes it longer. So they get a little bit more time in the car. And the last 2 bends, the important ones, you know, the Gambon, the ones where people sometimes spin out. I can't imagine anyone doing that.
Well, I didn't. What are you looking at me? I was overtaking their 40s.
I think I might have done that actually in the Aston.
For the drivers,
yes,
because there's 100 and they'll all be watching this now.
They will.
Will it be the same layout track as last year?
It will be. I mean, the oval will be the same, but we are modifying the track slightly. We're putting a slightly different chicane in. It's going to make it a little more interesting and more fun because what we want is cornering, acceleration. But obviously complete safety. So
because you know some of them were practicing for a few days before, even a few weeks. I heard.
Yes, I think you were, weren't you?
I need a lot more practice than a few days to be totally honest. But so the website address, what can we find that?
To book tickets, it's at www.thechildrenstrust.org.uk/Dads Day Out.
Okay, well they can see that on the screen right now.
If you type in Dads Day Out into Google, that's probably one of the first things.
And we're expecting a couple of celebs as well. I know we're not going to mention names, but
we are indeed, but we can't divulge names because
Yeah, obviously we know you're going to be there, Batchy.
Well, yeah, and celebrities too.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
you're going to be there.
I'll be there. We'll definitely be there. Ruth will be there. You'll be there, and we'll see you on May the 14th.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.